South Africa, a popular Nigerian pastor was arrested for allegedly sleeping with girls in his church. Not just one or two, but as many as 30 girls. Lord have mercy. Some of these girls are as young as 14 years old. Can you imagine? Ladies and gentlemen, please meet 58-year-old Tim Omotosho, founder of the Jesus Dominion International Church. Now, according to the church's website, he has 27 churches around South Africa with branches in Britain, in France, and Israel as well. 27 branches. Apparently, this man has been a pastor in South Africa for almost 16 years. Omotosho is well known for his designer suits. I mean, when you see his pictures, you can tell everything is bling bling, expensive sunglasses, and luxurious cars. Apparently, he has a Lexus. He also has a Porsche. Some people call it Porsche, you know, however you want to call it. His wife drives a Jaguar. One of the women working with him said that everything from his clothing, his shoes, his jewelries, and sunglasses, they all come from a designer in England. So they import everything that the man wears. He also has a record company and a foundation known as Help the Helpless Foundation. He used to be the music director for Ebenezer Obey, by the way, in the 80s, you know. So music is a huge part of his ministry. So sometimes during church services, he would play instruments, he would sing.
You shall enter your Canaan this morning.
Yeah, man. Apparently, the man of God has at least 3 residences in the affluent part of Durban. One of his homes is valued at 2 million rand. He also allegedly has female recruiters who look out for beautiful young girls that live with their single mom, because apparently the man is intimidated by girls who have fathers in their lives. So he targets girls who have single parents, and it has to be a single mom. So these recruiters will tell these girls that if they come to live with the pastor, that he will sponsor their education and give them a better life, that there are so many girls that are living with him that he basically adopts them and he's taking care of them. So a lot of girls are attracted to this, but upon arrival to the house where he keeps them, they will see other girls, they would relax, and then one night the man of God will invite the new girl into his room to come and massage his leg, and then from there he will tell them to perform oral sex on him, and if they refuse, he would say it is God's will for them to do it. And you know, some people just cannot say no when they hear a man of God say it is God's will. And then if they are reluctant to sleep with him, he tells them that God wants them to sleep with him so that they can be closer to God, because he is very close to God. Can you imagine that? God is so patient. There are so many people that are messed up, and then they proclaim themselves as men of God. In fact, one of the victims said that when she complained that what if she gets pregnant, the man of God laid hands on her stomach and prayed that God would prevent her from getting pregnant. I mean, the stuff that I heard when I was watching the video of the victims, it's mind-boggling.
My spiritual belief, it went down the drain. Since the day I left there, I've never set foot in any church. When I think of going to a church, it's hard.
Now, there are so many wolves that dress as sheep, so many so-called men of God that are just manipulators and mind controllers. And for so many years, many of these girls could not talk to anybody about this. I mean, they all knew among themselves that they are being molested by this man. Apparently, this has been going on since 2002, but many of them believe that because he's a respected man, that no one would believe them. I saw a video where some of the male workers were complaining that how come only the female workers were getting preferential treatment. Apparently, there's a huge boss that would take these girls to church, take them back. He was giving them preferential treatment, and it looks like the guys were just invisible.
They've been offered accommodation, they've been taken care of, and that gave me a suspicion.
He says that the men in the church always suspected that something was amiss because of the way the young women were given certain privileges that the young men were not.
And when one of them complained, one of the male workers, when he complained that how come, Papa, you are only focusing on the female workers, this male church worker said that the man of God literally manhandled him.
He started punching me. He manhandled me to a point where if it was my mate, if it was someone I know, I would fight back for myself.
Now, some of these girls said that the man of God will convince them to drop out of school. He will say that they are not destined for school, but that God has a plan for them to open a business and become rich like that. So they will drop out of school. It's like he tries to isolate them. Now, when the story broke out, they tried to arrest this man during Easter celebration, but he apparently knew about it, and so he escaped. And I'm like, why would the man of of God be running? Why would he be hiding during Easter if he's innocent, you know? Guess where they finally arrested him? At the Port Elizabeth airport. And you will not believe this, but he was hiding in the female restroom. I was like, now, if the man of God is innocent, why was he hiding in women's toilets? Seriously? If really he's innocent, why was he running for days? Because it took them days before they were finally able to arrest him. And of course, they found him in another town. He flew from Durban to Port Elizabeth. That was where they caught him. And you know, they were talking with him on the phone that he needs to come in for interrogation. And you know, on that day, they knew that he was going to Port Elizabeth, and then he called and told them that his flight was delayed so that they won't come to look for him when he's supposed to be there. He wanted them to come maybe some hours later when he would have left, but those ones did not believe him when he said his flight was delayed. So the security officers, they came there at the time that his flight was scheduled to arrive. And sure enough, the flight was not delayed. That's another thing. The man of God lied. He lied to the security operatives that his flight was delayed. And then when they came, they found him in a restroom.
He allegedly told the police his flight was delayed.
We had to take initiative as the Hawks to go to the airport ourselves, only to find out that the flight was on scheduled time. He sought refuge at the toilet. That's where we got the toilet and took him from the toilet.
Pastor, are the allegations true? Are the allegations true?
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, please and please be careful who you call your spiritual father. I cannot stress this enough that if you're a Christian, Jesus alone should be your example. It's good to have men of God in your life, but they are still human beings like you. Don't ever put all your hope in a man. You should always put all your hope in God. Please stop replacing God with men of God. His case has been adjourned till May 3rd, so that's when we'll know what would happen to him. But until then, they have refused to grant him bail. I want to know what you guys think about this story. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.